Welcome to the NLP UK Training podcast. I'm Fraser.
And I'm Steve K.
So today what we'd like to talk to you about is this concept that people have of being broken, of needing to be fixed.
Tell us more what you mean.
So again, looking at social media, back to social media, it kind of gives this false impression of people with these perfect, shiny, beautiful lives. And if we haven't got that, it can feel like there's something wrong. It can feel like there's something missing. And even psychology, talking to Andy Cope on one of the earlier podcasts, we were talking about how traditional psychology looks at the deficits in people and what's wrong with them, how depressed they are, how anxious they are, and how there's various different types of anxiety now within the psychology definitions. And it kind of gives that impression that something that's actually quite normal means that you're broken. So one of the things that Andy said to me on the podcast that really resonated was around bereavement.
Yeah.
So he said that bereavement and grief was now going to be
in
classed,
the NHS book.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be classed as a disorder.
Yeah.
That you can take a pill for.
Yeah.
Now, I've lost some people
in
my life. As I'm sure many of our listeners have done as well.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel nice.
It's awful.
It is.
It's heartbreaking. It's very sad.
Yeah.
Even when our Cocker Spaniel died.
Yeah.
That was as upsetting to me as when my brother died.
Because they're part of your family and you feel that love for them.
Yeah.
Now, Andy kind of made a comment about, isn't it crazy that they want you to take a pill for this? But
you can take a pill for it.
Yeah, you can take a pill for it. But I think that's feeding into this belief that as human beings, where we feel something that isn't a positive emotion, then it must be because we're broken and we need to be fixed.
Yeah.
Here's a pill. Here's the answer. But actually, isn't it just normal to feel sad when someone dies?
Yes.
Isn't it normal?
It's a normal grieving process because you've been with them for years.
But isn't it normal to feel a bit pissed off if someone does something that goes against your values?
Yes.
If I see injustice, that makes me pissed off.
But now the American drug company, Lilly, have just put up the price of the weight loss.
Yeah.
Pills, jabs, whatever. And people are being prescribed them on the NHS so they can lose a couple of stone. Whereas other people, we know, have decided to lose weight and they've just changed their eating habits and their exercise. And that's about personal responsibility, isn't it?
And I think it's one of the things that I'd really like our listeners to really understand today is that you are not broken.
Exactly. But when you make comparisons, if you flip up your Facebook or your Instagram, you've probably got some friends who are celebrating a wedding anniversary or a birthday. And the first thing they do is they take a photograph of them in the club class lounge with BA and say, oh, look at us. We're in the club class lounge. And there's the mandatory glass flute of champagne there. And if you're having a shit day in Manchester, it's raining, you obviously could compare yourself to what's been shown on Instagram, Facebook. And what you're saying, Kelly, is don't do that. You don't need to. You're fine. You're perfect. You may be a little bit thin or a little bit overweight. You may not be doing a job that you love every minute, but you can change that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with you. You're born perfect. You are perfect.
And I think that's the standpoint that we come from as NLP and 3 principles trainers and coaches. We come from that belief that no one is broken.
Have you heard of the speaker Paul McGee? He wrote Sumo, the book. He said that when you see posts on Instagram, Facebook, he said, the grass that looks greener on the other side is usually fed by someone else's bull.
Absolutely. And actually, just thinking about that example that you've given about the club class lounge with the glass of champagne.
That's you, is that you?
I did that last time I went.
It's usually
away
your
with-
feet. It's usually your feet.
my feet on a sunbed. But I can remember posting a picture of me and Matt sitting in the lounge with a glass of champagne. I think it was a couple of years ago, actually. What I didn't put on that post was the fact that I'd almost lost my passport that morning.
Yeah.
Because I'd left it at the foreign exchange desk, just left it.
Yeah.
We got up to security, and Matt had absolutely gone ballistic at me for being stupid enough to leave my passport. And I had to run downstairs and run back up. By the time we got to the lounge, I was panting because I had to do all of that. But no one sees that stuff.
No.
So be careful what you believe on social media. Be careful what you believe about yourself.
Well, we had somebody who did Master Practitioner with us a few years ago, and they have a group, and they post on where they've done something, worked with someone else, or whether they've got a new coaching client or whatever. And she said, I've looked at all these other posts of what other people are doing and how fantastically well they're doing, and I'm really pleased for them. But she said, compared to them, I'm not doing very much. I said, hang on a minute. You've just booked 3 breakthrough days with people. You've also got 4 new coaching clients. You've done more than anyone else in the group, but she hadn't realized it. She'd seen what they'd done and almost compared herself to that one single post or those individual posts without appreciating what she'd achieved in a short space of time.
I can't remember who said it, but there's a saying, comparison is the thief of joy. So don't...
I'd take it for yourself.
I'll take it, yeah. I'll claim that one as mine, even though it's definitely not.
By the way, the concept of Ma in coaching space within. I was reading some that I thought I came up with. Well, I did. I was reading someone assignment who did some training with us, and he found some research on Ma, the Japanese word for space. And someone else has been talking about it 5 years ago. How come?
So there you go. There's that comparison coming in again, isn't it?
Yeah.
So guys, don't compare yourself to anyone else. You are unique and you are perfect just as you are. Be yourself, be authentically you. And honestly, that's a way to have more joy in your life. So you're not broken. You do not need to be fixed. So that's the end of today's podcast. So it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
We'll see you next time.
See you.